Good morning. This video is about Anthony Warner, the Nashville suicide bomber. Apparently, the guy's ex-girlfriend and the lawyer who was at the time representing both Anthony Warner and his ex-girlfriend reported to the Nashville Police Department that the guy was making bombs in his RV back in 2019. Not much was done. Apparently a cop went and tried to knock on the door, didn't get it answered, didn't search while he was there because there was nothing apparently he could see that was causing a problem. And you can look at the details of this, but bottom line is the cops were told this guy was making bombs, that he was kind of nuts, and he talked about making bombs and military and stuff all the time. The cops didn't really do anything. Now, I don't want to get into the details of this and talk about, what the cops should have done, what they did do, what they didn't do. There's going to be a lot of back and forth on that. A lot of people are going to be trying to make excuses to diminish their own culpability in what eventually happened. But here's what I thought about when I saw that. Two things, really. One was I thought about the fact of how ironic it is that if this guy was just living out of his RV and was kind of parked in a public park, let's say, if he was just living in his RV or on a street in a neighborhood and living out of this RV, there's a good chance those cops would have busted him or done something about it. But they're given a tip that the guy's making bombs and they're kind of just whatever. The second thing is there was a comment in the post that instead of saying that the guy was making bombs, you should have said that he was growing some weed in that RV, and then the cops would have torn it apart and arrested him. And that's interesting too. And I think the problem here is that's right. The cops are focused on bullshit like harassing homeless people and people who are growing a little bit of weed. And here they are failing again to protect society and to actually do what their job is ostensibly supposed to be about. And instead, they're just the foot soldiers of our bullshit system in which, homeless people are criminalized and people growing some weed or whatever are criminalized. But not the guy making bombs. We're just going to kind of, whatever, let him do his thing. We have no right or reason to get in his business. And we all know the cops, they feel like they have the right and the reason to get into anybody's business they want at any time. And they can find those reasons if they want to. But it just goes to show, old white guy making bombs, not a big deal. He's one of us, ostensibly. Fucking police, man. Fucking police.